Today is the day, and that day is Selection Sunday. A lot of teams' fates will be decided today. I'm going to predict the seeding for the tournament. I'm going to talk about the 1 through 4 seeds specifically. I want to reiterate this is a prediction, not necessarily what I think it should or shouldn't be. When the actual seeding comes, I'll pin a comment with the official seeding reveal. When it comes to the 1 seeds, 3 out of the 4 are obvious. We know for 100% certainty that South Carolina will be the number 1 overall seed. Iowa will also be a 1 seed. They will either be the 2nd or 3rd seed overall. It depends on what region they would want them to be in. I did hear that the arenas in Portland have more capacity, but I'm not sure how true that is. No conference tournament championship was as important as USC, because I really don't believe they would have been a number 1 seed, but now their resume is way too strong to leave them off. A team going undefeated in non-conference play and winning the conference championship in the toughest conference not getting a 1 seed would be utter silliness, especially since a team they beat twice could potentially get a 1 seed. The last 1 seed will be between Texas and Stanford. I don't think it actually matters because they will be the 4th and 5th seed overall, which means they will be in the same region anyway. I think the 2 seeds will be UCLA, UConn, Notre Dame, and Texas. Stanford might be the 2 seed if Texas gets the 1. Ohio State is considered a consensus 2 seed, but when you look at their resume, it's not that impressive. Their best win the entire season was beating Iowa in overtime, but they lost to them later. Don't be surprised if the committee does not have them on the 2 line. There's a specific reason I think UConn will be a number 2 seed, but more on that later. The 3 seeds will probably be LSU, Ohio State, NC State, and Oregon State. LSU is projected to be a 2 seed by a lot of people, but I don't see it. The only team they could replace was UConn. It wouldn't make any sense for Notre Dame and Texas not to be a 2 seed when they won their conference championships and have beaten several ranked teams. UCLA went undefeated in conference play and took the Pac-12 tournament champions to double overtime. There's no way UCLA isn't a 2 seed now. Now we get to the 4 seed, which is the last team that will be able to host 2 games at home. Virginia Tech, Gonzaga, and Indiana all have received bad losses, but VT and Indiana will get a pass because of injuries. Not to mention they are going to sell a lot of tickets. Colorado should get a 4 seed, but they might get screwed because they don't want to put 2 Pac-12 teams in the same region. Maybe they will bite the bullet and put them in there, but I could see them going for a team like Kansas State instead. Now that's out the way, what would the actual bracket look like? I think Albany 1 will be South Carolina, UCLA, and NC State. The 4th seed is completely irrelevant, but I think they will go with Indiana. If you think this region is brutal, it's because it is. I have a weird feeling that this region will be uncharacteristically difficult this year. UCLA is very problematic. They can't be in USC or Stanford's region because of the conference restrictions, which means they have to put them in Iowa's or South Carolina's bracket. There's no way they are going to risk Iowa playing UCLA. For Albany 2, I think the 4 teams will be Iowa, UConn, Oregon State, and Gonzaga. This is why UConn will be a 2 seed. There's no way they won't have Caitlin and Paige go up against each other one last time. We haven't seen them since their first matchup in 2021. This game could very easily be the most viewed game in the entire tournament. They just have to hope Oregon State doesn't screw it up. This game would be in Albany, so the ticket prices are going to be out of this world. A lot of money is going to be made if those teams meet up in the Elite 8, and it's a game that's going to be talked about for ages. But let's move on. I expect USC's region to be brutal. I think the other 3 teams will be Notre Dame, LSU, and Virginia Tech. Cramming all these teams into this region will make it easy to create storylines. Either we get a Hannah Hidalgo or Juju Watkins matchup in the Elite 8, or we get Juju versus one of the most popular teams in women's basketball. Whoever wins between this region presumably will go against UConn or Iowa. In other words, there is going to be multiple big names in the Final 4. Portland 4 is the last region. Texas and Stanford are all but guaranteed to be in this region. The next 2 teams will probably be Ohio State and Kansas State. In terms of ticket revenue, the ideal situation would be for Ohio State to win this region, which means they make the Final 4. Because people in Cleveland will definitely try to support their home state. That's it for this video. There's going to be more prediction videos coming soon, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching.